My name is Emily. I fell in love with a man online. For 6 months, he was my perfect man. We talked every day. We shared everything. I thought I knew him. We decided to meet, but when I saw him, my heart stopped. This is my story. My life was simple. It was quiet. I am 25 years old. I work from home. I am a graphic designer. I make pictures for websites. I like my job. It is creative, but it is also lonely. I sit in my small apartment all day. I look at my computer screen. Sometimes, I do not talk to anyone for the whole day. My world was my apartment. It had one big window. I could see the street from my window. I saw people walking. I saw cars passing. I saw life moving, but I was not in it. I was just watching. My family lives far away. My mother and father are in a small town. I love them very much. We talk on the phone every Sunday. My mother always asks me, "Emily, are you happy? Have you met someone nice?" I always said yes. I said I was happy. I said my work made me happy. But it was not the full truth. I was okay. I was not sad, but I was not truly happy. I felt like something was missing. I wanted to share my life with someone. I wanted to have someone to talk to at the end of the day. Someone to watch movies with. Someone to hold my hand. One evening, I was feeling very lonely. The city was full of lights. I could hear music from a car outside. I finished my work. I ate my dinner alone. I watched a movie alone. The movie was a love story. A man and a woman met. They fell in love. They were so happy. I looked around my empty apartment. I felt a tear on my cheek. I was tired of being alone. So I did something I never did before. I went on a dating website. I was nervous. My hands were shaking when I made my profile. I wrote simple things about myself. I like books. I like long walks. I like watching the rain. I put a simple picture of me. I was smiling in the picture. It was a happy smile, but my eyes looked a little lonely. Maybe you understand that feeling. You can smile for the world, but your heart feels quiet. For a few days, nothing happened. Some men sent me messages, but the messages were not interesting. They said, "Hello," or "You are beautiful." I did not feel a connection. I thought maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I was meant to be alone. Then one message came. It was different. The message was from a man named Leo. His message was long. He wrote about my profile. He said he also loved books. He asked me what my favorite book was. He said he liked my smile. He said it looked kind. No one had ever said that to me before. I read his message many times. I felt a small spark of hope. I looked at his profile. He had only one picture. He was standing on a mountain. The sun was behind him, so his face was not very clear. But he looked tall and strong. He wrote that he loved nature. He loved hiking. He worked as an architect. He designed buildings. I thought that was amazing. He created things. I created things on my computer. We were both creative. I wrote back to him. I told him my favorite book. I asked him about the mountain in his picture. He replied very fast. He said the mountain was a special place for him. He went there when he wanted to think. We started talking. We talked for hours that first night. It felt so easy. It felt like I knew him for a long time. From that day, Leo and I talked every single day. We sent messages in the morning. He would write, "Good morning, Emily. I hope you have a beautiful day." It made me smile. No one had said that to me before. We talked during the day. He told me about the buildings he was designing. I told him about the pictures I was making. We sent messages late at night. Sometimes we talked until my eyes were tired and I could not stay awake. He was so interesting. He told me stories about his travels. He said he had been to many countries. He described the colors of the markets, the taste of the food, the sounds of the cities. I felt like I was traveling with him. My small apartment did not feel so small anymore. My world was getting bigger. He was also very kind. He listened to me. He really listened. I told him about my fears. I told him I was shy. I told him I was scared to talk to new people. He understood. He said, "It's okay to be scared, Emily. You are strong. You are kind. That is what matters." He made me feel good about myself. He made me feel seen. For 6 months, this was my life. I would wake up and check my phone for his message. I would work and think about what to tell him later. I would go to bed with a smile on my face after our late night talks. He was my first thought in the morning and my last thought at night. I was falling in love with him. I was falling in love with a man I had never met. My friends, I only had a few. They were worried. My best friend, Clara, she said, "Emily, you have never seen his face clearly. You have never heard his voice. Are you sure he is real?" I told her. She did not understand. I told her Leo was different. Our connection was deeper than just a picture. It was about our minds, our hearts. Leo never wanted to have a video call. He always had an excuse. He said his camera was broken. Or he said he was in a place with bad internet. At first, I was sad. I wanted to see his face when he talked. I wanted to see him smile, but I trusted him. He said he was shy about cameras. I understood that. I was shy too, so I did not push him. I thought, when we meet, I will see him. It will be more special that way. We lived in the same city. But he said he lived on the other side of the city. He said his work was very demanding. He worked long hours. He said he did not have much free time. I believed him. I was busy with my work too, so we just kept talking online. It was our special world. In my apartment building, there were other people. I did not know them well. Next door to me lived a couple. Their names were Sarah and Tom. I saw them sometimes in the hallway. Sarah was very beautiful. She had long, dark hair and a big smile. She always said hello to me. She seemed very nice. Tom was her husband. He was tall and had kind eyes. He was usually quiet. He would just nod his head and smile a little. They seemed like a perfect couple. I sometimes saw them leaving together in the morning. They would be holding hands. I would watch them from my window and think, that is what I want. I want a love like that. I thought I was finding it with Leo. Sometimes I would hear them through the wall. I would hear them laughing. The sound of their laughter was warm. It made my quiet apartment feel a little less lonely. I thought they had a happy life, a simple, happy life together. I was happy for them, but I also felt a little jealous. They had each other. I only had a man on a screen. Leo told me about his life. He said he lived alone. He said his last relationship was very bad. It hurt him a lot. He said it was hard for him to trust again. That is why he was taking things slow with me. I understood. I wanted him to feel safe with me. I told him he could tell me anything. And he did. He told me about his dreams. He wanted to build a small house near the ocean one day, a house with a big garden. I told him I loved the ocean. I loved gardens. I started to imagine this house, our house. He would send me pictures. Sometimes he sent a picture of a flower from his walk, or a picture of a sunset. He never sent pictures of himself. He said he wanted me to know his mind first, not his face. I thought it was very romantic. I thought he was so deep and thoughtful. My world was full of Leo. My heart was full of him. I felt so happy. I smiled more. I even started to hum songs while I worked. My life had color now. It had music. Before Leo, my life was in black and white. It was silent. After 6 months, I felt I knew everything about him. I knew his favorite color was blue. I knew he liked his coffee black. I knew he was afraid of spiders. And he knew everything about me. He knew I loved chocolate ice cream. He knew I cried during sad movies. He knew I had a small scar on my hand from when I fell off my bike as a child. We were so close. We were like 2 pieces of a puzzle that fit perfectly. One night, he wrote something that made my heart beat fast. He wrote, "Emily, I can't do this anymore. I can't just talk to you through a screen. I need to see you. I need to see the beautiful smile you have. I want to hold your hand. Can we please meet?" I read the message again and again. My hands were trembling. This was it. This was the moment I was waiting for. I was scared, but I was also so excited. I wrote back immediately. "Yes, Leo. Yes. I want to meet you too. I want that more than anything." We decided to meet on a Saturday. We would meet at a small cafe in a beautiful park. It was a place I loved. It was quiet and peaceful. He said it sounded perfect. We set the time for 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The days before our meeting were so long. I could not focus on my work. I kept looking at the clock. I felt like a little girl waiting for her birthday. I thought about what I would wear. I tried on all my dresses. I wanted to look perfect for him. I chose a simple blue dress. Blue was his favorite color. I was so nervous. What if he didn't like me in person? What if I was not as interesting as I was in my messages? I told Leo I was nervous. He said, "Emily, don't be nervous. I feel like I already know you." I am nervous too, but I am more excited. I am finally going to meet the woman who changed my world. His words made me feel calm. He always knew what to say. On that Saturday, I woke up early. The sun was shining. It felt like a perfect day. I took a long shower. I did my hair. I put on my blue dress. I looked in the mirror. I saw a woman with shining eyes. Her eyes were full of hope and love. I was happy. I was truly, deeply happy. I left my apartment an hour early. I wanted to walk to the park. The walk would help me calm my nerves. As I was locking my door, my neighbor Sarah came out of her apartment. She was holding a small bag. She looked sad. Her eyes were red, like she had been crying. Usually, she smiled and said hello. But today, she just looked at me. She gave me a small, weak smile. "Hello, Emily," she said. Her voice was quiet. "Hi, Sarah. Is everything okay?" I asked. I felt a little worried for her. She shook her head. "It's just a difficult day," she said. "Tom and we are having some problems." I felt sad for her. I wanted to say something to help, but I did not know what to say. I did not know them well. "I'm sorry to hear that," I said. "I hope things get better." She nodded. "Thank you, Emily. You look very nice today. Are you going somewhere special?" I blushed a little. "Yes," I said. "I'm meeting someone." Her sad face changed a little. A real smile appeared for a moment. "That's wonderful," she said. "I hope you have a lovely time." Then she walked away, down the hallway. I watched her go. I felt a strange feeling in my stomach. I felt sad for her, but I was also so full of my own happiness. I pushed the feeling away and continued on my way to the park. The park was beautiful. The trees were green. The flowers were blooming. Children were laughing and playing. It felt like a scene from a movie. My movie. My love story was about to begin. I found the cafe. It was small and cozy. It had tables outside under big umbrellas. I chose a table where I could see the entrance of the park. I wanted to see him when he arrived. I sat down. My heart was pounding in my chest. I looked at my watch. It was 2:55. 5 more minutes. I took a deep breath. I told myself to be calm. Everything was going to be perfect. I looked at the people walking by. Couples holding hands. Families with their children. Everyone seemed so happy. I was going to be one of them. Soon, I would be holding Leo's hand. It was 3 o'clock. He was not there yet. I told myself it was okay. Maybe there was traffic. Maybe he was just a little late. I waited. 3:10. 3:15. My hope started to mix with a little fear. What if he did not come? What if this was all a joke? No, I told myself. Leo was not like that. He was kind. He was honest. He would be here. And then I saw him. He was walking towards the cafe. He was tall, just like in his picture. He was wearing a simple shirt and jeans. He looked nervous. He was looking around, as if he was searching for someone. He was searching for me. But as he got closer, my breath caught in my throat. My smile disappeared from my face. My whole body felt cold. I knew him. I knew his face. I had seen it so many times, in the hallway of my apartment building. The man walking towards me was not a stranger. He was not Leo. He was Tom, my neighbor, Sarah's husband. My heart did not just break. It stopped. It completely stopped. For a moment, I could not breathe. I could not think. The world around me became silent. The laughing children, the chirping birds, everything disappeared. There was only his face, the face of my neighbor, the husband of the sad woman I just saw. The man I had fallen in love with. He had not seen me yet. He was still looking around. I wanted to run. I wanted to stand up and hide and never be seen again. But I could not move. My feet were stuck to the ground. My body was frozen. Then his eyes found mine. He stopped walking. His face went pale. The nervous look in his eyes changed to shock, then to fear, then to guilt. It was all there. I could see it all. He knew that I knew. He slowly walked to my table. He did not say anything. He just stood there looking at me. His kind eyes, the eyes I had seen in the hallway, now looked so different. They looked broken. I found my voice. It was a small whisper. "Tom," I said. It was not even a question. It was just his name. He closed his eyes for a moment. He took a deep breath. "Emily," he said. His voice was not the voice I imagined. It was just the voice of my neighbor, quiet and low. "I am so sorry." Sorry. That was the only word he could say. Sorry for 6 months of lies. Sorry for breaking my heart. Sorry for betraying his wife. I just stared at him. I could not speak. All the messages, all the late-night talks, all the dreams we shared, they all came rushing into my mind. But they were not real. The man I loved was not real. Leo was not real. There was only Tom, a married man who lived next door to me. Why, I finally managed to say. My voice was shaking. He sat down in the chair opposite me. He did not look at me. He looked at his hands on the table. "I was unhappy," he said. "Sarah and we have not been happy for a long time. We are like strangers living in the same house. I was so lonely. Lonely, he was lonely. I knew that feeling. That was how this all started, because I was lonely. But I did not lie. I did not pretend to be someone else." "So you created a fake person?" I asked. "You created Leo?" He nodded. "I just wanted someone to talk to," he said. I never thought it would go this far. I never thought I would develop such strong feelings for you, Emily." He said he had feelings for me. But how could he? He did not know me. He knew the Emily on the screen. And I loved Leo. I did not love Tom, the man who was married to my neighbor. "What about Sarah?" I asked. "I just saw her. She was crying." He looked down again. He looked so ashamed. "She knows things are bad between us," he said. "We fight a lot. Today was another bad fight." I felt sick. I felt like I was part of their pain. I was the other woman, but I did not even know it. I was a secret he kept from his wife, and he was a secret he kept from me. I stood up. I could not sit there anymore. I could not look at him. "I have to go," I said. "Emily, please," he said. He looked up at me. There were tears in his eyes. "Please, can we talk?" "Talk about what?" I said. My voice was getting louder. "Talk about your lies. Talk about your wife. There is nothing to talk about." I turned and I walked away. I did not look back. I walked and walked. I did not know where I was going. Tears were streaming down my face. People were looking at me, but I did not care. My perfect day was ruined. My perfect man was a lie. My heart was shattered into a million pieces. I finally found my way back to my apartment building. I felt so tired. I felt so empty. As I was walking up the stairs, I heard a sound. It was the sound of crying, soft crying. It was coming from in front of my neighbor's door. It was Sarah. She was sitting on the floor, leaning against her door. Her face was in her hands. She was sobbing. My heart ached for her. She was hurting. And I was part of the reason she was hurting. Tom was with me while she was here, crying alone. I did not know what to do. A part of me wanted to just go into my apartment and hide. But another part of me could not leave her like that. She was my neighbor. She was a woman with a broken heart, just like me. I slowly walked towards her. I sat down on the floor next to her. I did not say anything. I just sat there. She looked up at me. Her eyes were so full of pain. She did not ask why I was there. She just looked at me. And then she put her head on my shoulder. And she cried. And I put my arm around her. And I cried too. We were two strangers. Two women who lived next door to each other. But in that moment, we were connected by the same pain. We were crying for the same man. A man who had broken both of our hearts. I don't know how long we sat there. But slowly, our tears stopped. She lifted her head from my shoulder. She looked at me. "Thank you," she whispered. I did not know what to say. I just nodded. We sat in silence for a few more minutes. Then she stood up. She opened her door. Before she went inside, she turned to me. "He's not worth it," she said. "Neither of us deserve this." Then she closed the door. I was alone again in the hallway. I went into my apartment. I closed the door. I leaned against it and slid down to the floor. The blue dress, the dress I had chosen so carefully, felt so heavy. I felt so stupid, so naive. How could I have been so blind? All the signs were there. No video calls, no clear pictures, his vague stories. I wanted to believe in a perfect love story so much that I ignored everything. The next few weeks were very hard. I deleted my dating profile. I blocked Tom's number. I did not want to see him or talk to him ever again. I heard them fighting next door. I heard doors slamming. Then, One day, I saw moving trucks outside. Sarah was leaving. I saw her carry a box to her car. She saw me watching from my window. She looked at me and gave me a small, sad smile. Then she got in her car and drove away. I never saw her again. A few days later, Tom moved out too. The apartment next door was empty. It was quiet. The silence was different now. It was not just lonely. It was heavy. It was full of memories and pain. I spent a lot of time thinking. I was angry at Tom. I was so angry at him for his lies. But I was also angry at myself. I had given my heart to a ghost, to an idea. I was in love with the words on a screen, not a real person. Slowly, very slowly, I started to heal. I focused on my work. I started going for long walks, just like I wrote in my profile. But this time, I was walking for myself, not for someone else. I started to enjoy my own company again. I started to rebuild my life. I learned a very hard lesson. Love is not about perfect words or romantic dreams. It is about honesty. It is about trust. And it is about seeing the real person with all their flaws. My life is quiet again. But it is a different kind of quiet. It is not a lonely quiet. It is a peaceful quiet. I am happy with myself. I am enough for myself. Sometimes, I still feel a little sad. My heart still has a scar, but I know that scars make you stronger. They remind you that you have healed. I do not know if I will ever try online dating again. Maybe one day. But I will be more careful. I will look for someone who is real. Someone who is not afraid to show their face. Someone who is not hiding from their own life. My story is a sad story, but it is also a story about strength. It is a story about learning to love yourself first. If you are feeling lonely, like I was, please be careful. The world can be a beautiful place, but it can also be a place with people who are hurting and who hurt others. Protect your heart, but do not close it completely. Keep hoping. Keep believing in real love, the kind of love that is honest and true, the kind of love that does not need to hide. You can do this. You are stronger than you think. And it is okay to feel scared. It is okay to make mistakes. We all make them. The important thing is to learn from them, to stand up, and to keep going. Your own beautiful story is waiting for you. Just be patient. And be kind to yourself. You deserve it.